Hi everyone, welcome to Community Distance Reiki. I'm Danielle Stimpson. I'm so glad that you are all here with me today. If you are here live, go ahead and click that live chat button and feel free to make any requests to your personal healing that you feel open to sharing. We will go ahead and start things off with a beautiful crystal grid that we will build to every specification and request that you all have. You can let me pick the stones for you, or you can request specific stones, whatever works. For those of you who might be watching this on the replay, hello from the past. I hope you're doing well. You can go ahead and feel free to just skip ahead to the healing part. It's probably about at the 1 hour mark. That's how long we've been going lately. Or you can just skip ahead until you see the lights begin to shift downward, and that'll just be music and healing and all kinds of Zen for you. If you would like to join us live, go ahead and check out that description below. You'll see all the regular days and times that I stream here on YouTube, 5 days a week, same days, same times. And for those of you who have been sending lots of comments and saying thank you so much and how much this has been helping you and everything, I just want to say I read them all, and it really all warms my heart, and I am so grateful for all of you. So yeah, I'm so glad to have you all here. Also in my description below, there's information about my online Reiki classes, community Discord, crystal shop, and everything else you'd want to know. And for those of you who are still doing some last minute Christmas shopping, there is a sale in my crystal shop that goes through Tuesday. It's 20% off. The coupon code is SHOPSMALL2022, all one word. So let's go ahead and dive in, see who's here in the chat. It's so wonderful to see all of you. And I definitely saw Nurse Blair. Hello, if you do happen to fall asleep early, it's totally okay. Lots of love to you and your family. I hope your son and daughter are doing well. And yeah, let's dive in and say hi to everybody. Awesome, so we've got the crystal grid started. We've got our usual copper here. I did a deep clean of the desk and the energy and everything here, and it just feels nice and fresh and new. Let's go ahead and greet everyone. I saw Grace, I saw Blue Sky, JS, Korakar, Vincent, Erica. So wonderful to have y'all here. Anybody else who's lurking, lots of love to you too. Let's see, let's start building this grid. So we've got, and for the record, I'm doing well. The kittens are doing well. They're play fighting right now, being absolutely adorable as they tend to be. So let's see. Anxiety and depression. You got it. I think that's a lot of us. I know a lot of us have been struggling lately. Let's see. We've got this. We've got some aqua aura. We've got some green calcite. Lots of good stuff. What else? What else might fit? Yeah, we've got lots of darkness with the shifting of the seasons. We've got holidays coming, so let's just go in and we'll add some lepidolite too. So let's start with these three. First is lepidolite. This is lithium mica. Now you may see it lots of different ways when you shop for it online. A lot of times it'll be a solid purple stone. It may even look like purple mica, like it breaks into sheets, or it can look like this where it looks like purple glitter. Lepidolite is lithium mica. Yes, lithium, like the mental health medication. This is what it is. This is what it was processed into, and it's used in medications. It may be synthesized. I don't know if it's synthesized or mined in medications, but this is what it looks like. These particular specimens also have some amazonite in them, but what is lepidolite? Just as it works in medicine when it is ingested, it also works spiritually in much the same way. It helps to calm and soothe and lift the emotions. It can also help to understand the emotions at play. Like if you're just sort of frazzled and it's like you don't even know which end is up, this is a great one to help sort of understand the emotions that are under everything. It helps to release patterns and things that need to be let go of, especially emotional patterns and things that are in our way. Can also help with discerning, should I stay, should I go kind of stuff. The amazonite here is actually perfect for Nurse Blair. Amazonite is the caregiver stone, and amazonite is the blue in here. So these specimens just grew really close to each other. Amazonite, like I said, the caregiver stone, it helps with self-care and self-respect for those who have a default of caring for everyone else. It reminds them that they are just as important and just as valuable and just as needing of love and support as those that they care for. It's also really helpful for the spine and spinal nerves. So I know some of you have struggled with things like sciatica and even like spinal stenosis and things. This is thought to be, on a spiritual level, really helpful for that. So we'll bring that in. So I think that that's the perfect stone for Nurse Blair. And then for anxiety and release of tension, especially just overall anxiety, but also how anxiety shows up in our body, where we get like tense and we hold that tension, whether it's, in the jaw or in the body, when we start to realize like, oh, I'm stressed out and I hurt. Green calcite. Green calcite is wonderful for that. This is also great for just reassurance and not quite feeling the doom overwhelm. So we'll bring this in. We use this a lot here. Aqua aura we've been using quite a bit for depression, seasonal affective disorder. A lot of us struggle with that one, me included. As with everything else here, of course, we do not med shame here. Do what you need to do. I use the meds I need to use. It's all good. It's like healing is like a recipe. The right ingredients for your particular recipe today is going to be unique to you. So you tell me what works for you. This is one of the things that works for me. Aqua aura is a clear quartz crystal that's been put through a process using a metal. And for a while, I thought that it was titanium that went into this. I actually did some further research, and it is gold, 24 karat gold is in the process for this. This is, you won't find a lot of research about it because it is fairly new, and a lot of folks don't want to work with the stones that are processed through man-made means. And like, I get it. But I mean, there were man-made stones and things going back to Egyptian times too. So, I mean, do what feels right for you. But this is thought to really help depression and seasonal affective disorder and things like it. A lot of us have seen that this has been helpful. I'm one of them, so I'm going to bring this in. We'll see where it ends up today, but that is Aqua Aura. I don't have any of that in the shop, but a few of you have requested it, so I'm looking into getting some. I just have to find a really good supplier. So I will let you all know when I can get some. But I hope you all are well, and Nurse Blair, lots of love to you and your family, and happy holidays. And let's see, future someone, welcome in, Chris, Sean. So good to see you all. Oh, I love the requests that are coming in. Oh, this is going to be such a cool grid. Oh, I'm so stoked. Okay, cool. So yeah, let's go ahead and, yeah, Nurse Blair, go ahead and get yourself some sleep. So let's see, JS, we've got a request from you for resolving blockages, welcoming in blessings in home and career, and you could really use a break. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Resolving blockages, welcoming blessings. And Grace, you have an intention for a great week, heart healing, depression, and for more happiness. I love that. So we definitely have a really good depression stone. We have heart healing. I just heard really loudly to go for rose quartz, so that's what I'm doing. Rose quartz is an old trusty standby. I think between this and amethyst, they're like everybody's very first crystals, and with good reason. Rose quartz is just a high vibrational, heart-centered stone. Unconditional love, and it can be high vibrational in a way that sometimes when folks are working with it, it's like, oh, this is supposed to be the easy stone. Well, it's not necessarily. Sometimes I even have to put it aside. But this is one that basically floods in a lot of unconditional love so that we can start to replace what we're letting go of. And I find that it works really well in that way. It's like the idea of the rising tide lifts all ships. When we bring in a really heart-centered energy, it allows us to look at what we're holding on to that is maybe not the greatest for us. And it's a lot easier to let go of something when we have the promise of something else coming in. So rose quartz can be really helpful. And yeah, if you're working with rose quartz and you feel like it's a little overwhelming one moment to the next, it's okay. You can put it aside and then grab it again when you're ready. It's okay. That goes for any crystal. There we go. And there we go. So there's our rose quartz with our green calcite, which I think make a beautiful connection. And we've also got home and career. So let's say, especially the removing blockages in home and career. I'm going to go ahead, and I know we've been working with tourmalinated quartz for you, so I'm going to bring some of that in for sure. And this is just clear quartz that has black tourmaline running through it. And just like the lepidolite and amazonite that we had, these stones were just forming in nature and became part of the same specimen. Tourmalinated quartz is thought to help release nervous energy for sure, and it definitely helps with grounding. I can attest to that. I use this a lot for grounding and clearing. It's also thought to break up scar tissue as well as patterns and beliefs and things like that. Whether it's scar tissue that you have internally or if it's like kind of emotional scar tissue. It's also thought to be helpful with like breaking up blockages in the cardiac areas, like, clogged vessels and things like that. But it's thought to help in general break things up. So spiritually, emotionally, and physically. It's also really helpful for finding new jobs, new gigs, new opportunities to create financial abundance for yourself. So, and it's also thought to be really helpful for, it's like a protection amulet for travel. This and moonstone both. So let's go ahead and, I know we're definitely going to have a full boat today. So let's start with, let's just start with 2 of these here. Awesome. I hope that helps. And I also have smoky quartz. Smoky quartz is excellent at breaking up blockages, as is the copper. And it's also very protective. It helps to transmute energy, which is how it's really great at breaking up blockages. And helps with calming worry. So those of us who are struggling with a little bit of anxiety lately, this can be helpful. Very, very protective. And I mean, it was even used back into the Middle Ages, at least, as something meant to ward off theft. So it was left in the home, left around the home, left with precious items. So we'll go ahead and we'll bring that out. Okay, cool. Thank you for being here. Home and career, absolutely. And more happiness. I have some ideas for that. Belinda, welcome in. Key. Yeah, this group is spot on for setting intentions. My goodness. It's happened since the beginning of this, even when we were still on Zoom. One of the key things that I don't always mention is communal chi. The more people come together with the same or similar intention, the greater that energy potential is magnified for everyone. And that's one of the principles at play here, is that we're all kind of coming together and making a physically tangible something around the idea of healing and feeling better. And because, like, as I've learned more and more about astrology, it's like I can see everyone's ebbs and flows very much in this group. We're always kind of in sync with each other. There's so much overlap, even though it might not be the exact same thing. There's a lot of similarities between our intentions, and it's really beautiful to see so much support amongst you all. And I will definitely acquire turquoise. I was just about to reach for lapis, so perfect that all of you are requesting that. Motivation. Okay, cool. I'll keep going. Let's do next one. We'll definitely do lapis. This is definitely for those of you who requested it, as well as JS, because this is one that can help with career as well. Lapis helps with communication and honesty, integrity, but also really great for things like pain and inflammation. So if you're looking to move up in your career, even and especially if it's in the same company or in the same field, this can be a great stone to work with. Keep near your desk, keep in a place where you do a lot of your work, for example. It's also helpful for disorganization, so you can kind of like get organized and get moving. So we'll bring in some lapis. Cool. We've also got, let's see. Chrysoprase, peridot, flower agate. Chrysoprase is a perfect stone for right now, for I feel like everybody. It's a stone that helps us to move on beyond setbacks and stumbling blocks and even outright failures. It also helps us if we feel like we're burning out on our like a long path to a goal. It helps to remind us that we are farther along than we started and take a little pride in the progress that we've made so far. So it helps us with completing goals. It helps us with follow through. It helps with prevention of burnout, and it also can help disappointment and kind of picking up the pieces after like a big loss. So even if it's like a loss of career, loss of business, something along those lines, this can be really helpful. So that's chrysoprase. Peridot is excellent for breaking up cycles and habits, as well as bringing in friendship. So it can help us to shift into getting closer to those good friendships that are helpful and making new ones. And it can help with releasing the patterns that might prevent us from finding new friends, or the patterns that even may be in sort of toxic friendships. So yeah, that's peridot there. Why not use all of it? Awesome. So that's peridot. We also have flower agate, white and red coral. Flower agate helps us to, because it kind of looks like cherry blossoms, doesn't it? Flower blossom helps us to blossom into the next version of ourselves. It supports us and cheers us on as we continue to grow and develop and feel a sense of accomplishment in the progress that we've made. So it works really well with chrysoprase. So I think that's a great combo. For now, we'll leave that there. I don't know where we're going to put it in the end. Red coral is highly protective of women. It is a great dispeller of misogyny and anything that is fighting against equality or would have women relegated or not recognized in their profession. It's really helpful for seeing those patterns and kind of breaking them up, and also the patterns of kind of bullying, old boy club kind of things. It makes what's being done more apparent. So it can really help support in that way. So we'll put that there. So particularly is helpful of women in careers. White coral is very helpful for moving forward with our soul's purpose without getting distracted or sort of in a rut, but also not caught up in other people's opinions or belittling that might hit us as we go through. So it's like, you can't do that, or why on earth are you doing that? When you know that this is what you need to do or want to do, and you want all the support in the world to get in alignment with your spiritual soul purpose, white coral is a great stone. So we have the corals there. And wealth blessings, weight loss, cardio health, stronger connection with psychopomp, blue sky flower agate, bumblebee jasper, iolite, any stones to cool the liver. Gotcha. So absolutely. So let's go ahead and do the iolite. That also helps. One of the things it helps with is weight loss. Another is, like Korakar was requesting, is the psychopomp. And psychopomp is shamanic journeying is another way to reference that. Also visionary meditation. This helps you to connect with your spirit guides in a visionary way. So it's very supportive of that and that kind of intuitive art. It's also helpful for more mundane things like money management, as well as weight loss, if that's your intention, as well as even fever. Like a lot of folks do use it for fever. I often use it for folks who are having sleep disturbances, especially if those sleep disturbances are based in energy. So if you are having like your intuition won't ground and you're having trouble sleeping kind of thing, iolite is an excellent stone for that, as is labradorite and also amethyst. But let's bring this in. We've also got, let's see, bumblebee jasper, and I'm going to bring in some citrine too. Bumblebee jasper, which has it has arsenic in it, no direct water infusions. I don't suggest doing direct water infusions ever, but especially not with this guy. But this one helps with motivation and giving us a burst of energy. It is a strong supporter of your solar plexus energy center, which is your center of personal identity and your sense of will moving forward. So being strong on your feet, standing up and saying, this is me, this is who I am, and this is me moving forward. These are all the things that are important to me, and I'm carrying through with those, and I have the energy to back me up in doing that. So this one I feel like works really well with the white coral, and also chrysocolla is another one that works well in that arena. So let's go ahead and bring this here for now. Love bumblebee jasper. I love the energy of it. It's so grounding yet motivating. It's like such a beautiful balance. I absolutely love that stone. Citrine helps with manifesting financial abundance, resources that we need to get by and stay alive and eat and put food on the table and all those other good things. So citrine is mined close to amethyst. It's actually what happens when amethyst is put under immense amounts of pressure and more heat over a long period of time. It will gradually turn into citrine. Citrine and amethyst, don't put them in the sunlight, they will fade. But this is the stone of manifesting material abundance. So you can always put it in the back left corner of your room, and back left corner determined with your back to the door, your back to the entry point. There we go. So that's citrine. And cooling the liver. Like cooling angry energy too. Like that's like what I put like into that. Now there's the liver, the actual organ itself, and then there's the energy of the liver. And that's like what we see in Chinese medicine. Energy of the liver can be like when it's hot, that's things that like we can be quick to rise to anger is one of the symptoms. There's a lot of other ones too. One that popped right into my head is mookaite. This is thought to also calm digestion. It brings a lot of cool energy in. It's helpful for making decisions, for accepting change. It's thought to help be an immune boost, and I think we could all use a little bit of that right about now. So mookaite can look a lot of different colors. Like all of this is mookaite. But for the sake of only having so much room, I'm going to bring in some of the smaller specimens that I have. And we will bring those in. Yeah, let's bring them in here and here. There we go. Okay. And also I feel like a good one too for and let me know too if it's like the physical liver, although I feel like that's a good one either way. Another one that could be good for the physical liver is serpentine. Serpentine's also good for diabetes, hypoglycemia, and things like that would affect more like even the pancreas and stuff too. It's also good for muscle weakness, for calcium and magnesium deficiency, which I struggle with. And it's good for general aches and pains as well. And for trance meditation too, this can actually be really helpful for psychopomp also. So I'm going to go ahead and bring that in here too, because this is thought to be helpful for the liver. So we have the energy of the liver and we have the actual physical liver here. I need to do a little bit more research to learn a little bit more about what stones impact the liver and in what way you'd need it. So if you want to, like not necessarily live on YouTube, but you can reach out to me and let me know like what exactly is going on, and I might be able to pick a better stone for you. But I'm glad you're here. Let's see. Heart, welcome in. Allison. Bumblebee jasper is not in my shop. Chinese liver heat causing headache. Gotcha. Okay, cool. Yeah. To help cool that, definitely serpentine is not going to hurt, but I feel like mookaite helps with the releasing the heat, and let's see. Also, Aquamarine, which I think is one that connects with a lot of the other requests. Bumblebee Jasper is not in my shop, but I know who does usually have quite a bit of it in their shop. My teachers, who are located in Langhorne, PA. It's Rainbows of Healing. So I just typed that into the chat for you. They usually have really good specimens of Bumblebee Jasper. So I would check with them. They do ship. They have an Instagram and they have a website, so you can search for them. Every other Sunday, they usually have like a live sale on Instagram, so you can check them and see if like what they're carrying that week. But you can also just check in with their web shop and see what they have. You're very welcome. Definitely tell them I said hello. They're awesome people, really awesome people. So yeah, right up in Bucks County. So Aquamarine is helpful with like cooling energy, like bringing in energy that is cooling in the Chinese medicine way. It's also helpful for the fluids in the body, regulating those, which I've seen kind of come up. Oh, thank you, Allison. Yeah, don't hesitate if you're using my shop. Coupon code SHOPSMALL2022. You'll get 20% off. So thank you. Yeah, this also helps with forgiveness and deflecting pettiness. And like, doesn't the holidays bring out all of those opportunities for forgiveness as well as all of the opportunities for pettiness? So yeah, it's a great one for that. But teeth and gums for sure. This is very, very helpful. Let's see. Let's go ahead and do one here and one here. Okay, stay there. Okay. We've also got, oh, it's so good to see you all. Interpreting disturbing dreams. Easier getting up in the morning. I could use a lot of that any day. Malachite, absolutely. Okay, want to make sure I don't forget anything here. Greg and Susan, Health and Materialization, Patty's Cat, Zest for Life. We also had the request for happiness from Grace. So let's bring in the yellow calcite. Very much another stone of the solar plexus, your center of self. Taking pride and joy in yourself in a really healthy and balanced way. Not like the boastful pride, but more like the spiritual pride that is like, I'm fundamentally proud of who I am. And my uniqueness and my path, but also helps us find the joy in being ourselves and helps bring joy to us. So this is yellow calcite, super loving, super supportive, helps to bring that energy of being happy to be around. I'm going to bring this here, because that way it'll be behind the green calcite. We've also got, for Vincent, learning to be your own advocate, standing up for yourself for sure. Is dumotierite, which is also good for things like anger. Anger, chaos, patience, all of the above is covered in dumotierite. So anytime that we are dealing with anger and we need to like not so much just push it down farther so we're not uncomfortable by it, but more like working through it so that we can work to release pent up anger. So if you're kind of seething under the surface, or if you know that there's some resentment bubbling and you want to work through it and figure out what you're going to need to do to release that anger, if it's confront, if it's forgive, if it's any number of things in between or beyond, this is one that can help you. But it's also really helpful for standing up for yourself. And a lot of times that's what repressed anger can be. It's sort of like it's bubbling under the surface because we're not standing up for ourselves. But it's also thought to be helpful for ligaments, tendons, and that kind of soft tissue. So this might be helpful for Grace as well. Let's do 2 of them. We'll do them opposite these 2. There we go. So that's dumotierite. And these are from Jennifer Vatsa's shop, and she's Belladonna Botanicals on Etsy. Okay. So I hope that helps. Your Mom for Prosperity. Also Jet for hopefully bringing back Patty's cats. This is also, in addition to attracting lost animals, this is one that helps us to work through grief, especially grief of loss of a person, someone passes away, especially if that happens to be suddenly. This is wood that's been petrified through extreme heat, like a volcano, for example. And so it's been fossilized not over time, but through intensity. It helps us to be one with the grief and like be in it without being overwhelmed by it and without kind of repressing it or being numb to it, so that we can actually be in our grief and kind of confront what's coming up for us. So let's go ahead and bring in a piece of this. And Mom with Prosperity, I saw we had a request for red tiger eye, and we have the citrine out. Red tiger eye is highly protective, like whether it's bullying and like low level stuff, or if it's like spiritual stuff like psychic attack, whichever it might be, or both. This is an incredibly powerful stone. It's also thought to manifest money in a hurry. So this can help you kind of break down those barriers and get that thing done. It's especially good for things like triangulation, which is like when someone's doing the go-between to make sure you're not listened to, which is, everyone talks about gaslighting recently, not a lot of people talking about triangulation. Yeah, it's a thing, especially in the holidays, dysfunctional family units. Having a stone like this might be really helpful. So we'll bring this in. Let's see. So that's red tiger eye. And we've got, Sean had a request. Motivation, definitely the bumblebee jasper, but I have some other ideas. Let's do, I really feel like a lot of the solar plexus energy and a lot of the like feeling stuck kind of energy, I feel like garnet can help. And it definitely helps the motivation that Sean is requesting help with. It's a very Capricorn stone. I mean, it's the birthstone of January, so of course it would be. But this is basically getting organized, being practical, getting things in a line to do what you need to do. It helps you to be creative in finding new ways of getting things done. It helps you to be courageous to do what needs to get done to make things happen. And it's great for things like grounding in times of change. So anytime that I'm working with a lot of solar plexus energy, sometimes having a good grounded root energy can be really helpful to move that through a little bit more comfortably. And this is a great one. Yeah, whether it's practicality or just organizing so you can move through it in the most efficient way possible, this can be really helpful. So yeah, let's do that. So that'll help you use your time wisely. So let's put that in. And this is natural garnet. This is how it forms, which is really cool. It is my birthstone, which makes me happy. There we go. And all the best for you for that. Let's do unakite next. Definitely helpful for Chris. Low metabolism, this definitely helps with metabolism, smoking cessation, both of them for sure. Also for anything having to do with women's health. Anything at all having to do with women's health. Onset of menses, fertility, menopause, all the things. And also for good marriage, good relationships, and things like that. Also considered really good for cardiac function and the heart itself, and helping to circulate fluids within the body, much like Aquamarine is. So I hope that this is supportive for Korakar's request for cardiac health. So let's go ahead and bring that in. And that's unakite. That I definitely have in the shop. And I hope that helps. All the best to you as you quit smoking. Kundalini Awakening is aragonite with blue Caribbean calcite. So this is 2 types of calcite. Blue Caribbean calcite and the aragonite is the brown. This helps with balancing. The aragonite helps with physical healing, physical like tissue repair and things, but also the root chakra and the Earth Star chakra, which is how we move forward in life to connect our spiritual purpose to like moving forward and getting things happening. And the Caribbean blue calcite helps connect us intuitively to collective consciousness and all that is. So it's thought to help move the kundalini, the energy that's dormant at the base of your spine, that tantric practice would bring up the energy centers, up around the chakras and up through the chakras, meeting at the crown and thus having enlightenment, having that satori, having that perfect balance of masculine, feminine energy within. And it can be a really intense experience, and it can feel really scary. This is one that helps you to balance that energy without shutting it down and to feel empowered with it rather than scared of it. So let's bring this in. Okay. And so glad that you are here. We've also got hematite, peridot, iolite, we have aqua aura, we have, and the one that we just did, absolutely. So let's do Herkimer, hematite. Hematite is deeply grounding, and when the Greeks would use it, the ancient Greeks thought that this helped clear the blood. This was used, I mean, there's writings on hematite all the way back to like around the time of Jesus's crucifixion and even slightly before. Like, it's been considered a deep healer since then. It's thought to help remove things from the body that don't need to be there, like toxins and things that would make one sick. It's also helpful for physically releasing energy that doesn't serve, and if we're holding on to it just out of lack of grounding. Grounding in the energetic sense means feeling connected with earth, our soul's purpose, and being here as a physical being, and feeling that we can release the energy that we have within our bodies and get connected with moving forward. So this has been linked with every type of physical healing since then. And also now it's usually seen as a grounding stone, and it's very physically heavy for what it looks like. This beautiful gunmetal kind of stone that has iron within it. So beautiful, beautiful stone. Let's see. And we've got Herkimer, which helps with manifesting, but specifically with like the spiritual side of manifesting, not just like, universe, give me what I want, but more like, okay, universe, this is what I want and need, and I want it to align with my spiritual purpose, and I want it to help everyone else align with their spiritual purpose. I want what I'm asking for to like be as beneficial to everyone involved as possible. It helps with all of that. It also helps with relaxation and being in the present moment, which is a struggle for me, I know. It helps to balance energy that's not quite getting along so well. So another good one for the holidays, as well as metabolism and intuition. So we'll bring this in. Yep, we're good. Okay. And blue kyanite for sure. This is one that, especially where I saw that someone's having trouble with like really troubling dreams, iolite can be helpful for that. Blue kyanite can help with understanding the messages that come in dreams, intuition, any kind of divination, whether it's card reading or runes or whatever you might do. This helps with understanding those. And even if it's the messages that come to you when you're working out, whatever it might be, this helps with truly decoding them and seeing what the deeper spiritual meaning is. It's also fantastic for neurological care. I know we're helping support someone who recently had a stroke. This is indicated for that. It's thought to help folks who've had a brain injury or particularly a stroke, especially if the areas impacted are related to speech and mobility. So we'll bring that in. It's also helpful for just radical self-acceptance. Like, I am wonderful just as I am kind of thing. For anybody who's been kind of beaten up for who they are, the LGBTQIA community comes to mind. This can be a really helpful stone to just be proud of exactly who you are. So that can be helpful. Blue sapphire is fantastic for intuition of all varieties. This is a stone that's best used alongside some grounding stones because it can be very ungrounding. It is a powerful stone of the upper chakras, particularly the third eye, which is that it really encompasses everything that we're aware of that is beyond the perception of our physical human eyes and our physical human ears. So yeah, the third eye, the eye that we don't see, like the things that we don't see but are there. So sapphire helps to connect. It can be an excellent stone for things like mediumship, for example. So yeah, helps with that. We'll put that with the blue kyanite. I feel like they balance well. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see if I have room for ametrine as we continue. Numite, lapis we have, bloodstone, pyrite, larimer. Hey Mish, good to see you. Pyrite and smoky quartz. We got smoky quartz, so we're good there. Pyrite I'm about to add out. And support for Cora's stepdad, absolutely. I totally forgot. And Sugilite. Okay. Does Sugilite have an indication for things like cancer? Because I usually use it for like a collective abundance and manifesting like big spiritual stuff on a big spiritual level. Let me know what else you use it for, because I'd love to know. Because yeah, that sounds awesome. Yeah, let me know. But good to have you here. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Okay, so let's do numite. Numite helps us to go to those parts of ourselves that are a little bit darker, that are the parts of ourselves that we really would rather not have to deal with. the unhealed wounds, the pains, the traumas, things like that. It helps us be in those places and kind of working through those things. But while we're there, also getting as these bits of labradorescence that like flash. It's thought to help reflect the idea that your spirit guides and the connection to spirit will come through in those moments of darkness, that out of the darkness will come the light. It's a beautiful stone for that. It's an exceptionally old stone. It's like 3 to 4 billion years old. It's only mined in Greenland a few months of the year. It's a really fantastic and curious stone. This I have in the shop. I love this stone. Absolutely love it. So lucky to be able to get some of it. Bloodstone also goes by the name Heliotrope. It's excellent for lifting despair, but I usually think of it as the emotional stuff hits the fan stone, to be honest. It helps to give you emotional stamina. Also physical stamina. It's thought to have a big connection with the actual like cardiac heart, but with the heart center, it can help you get through some really heavy stuff. It's also thought to help with things like quieting self-doubt, which I think all of us could use, as well as quieting the mind, especially during meditation. So we'll bring that in. Where can we make room for you? Let's put you... Let's see. I'm making room. And I can currently hear one of the cats snoring, and it's adorable. I just thought I'd share that. Next is some pyrite. Okay. Pyrite is excellent for... fool's gold brings the real gold, so it's excellent for another one for manifesting financial abundance, but also helps with intuition in general, as well as breaking up energy blockages. It's thought to help facilitate the movement of energy in something like a Reiki session, any kind of energy healing. It's also great for things like it's linked very much to the lungs and the brain, especially when it comes to memory. So this is pyrite. Whoop. As well as Larimer, absolutely. I don't have Lepidolite, but I'll work on that. Red Tiger's Eye, Mahogany Obsidian, absolutely. And lapis. Cool. Larimer was the other one I was grabbing. Larimer is another stone that can help us with our spiritual purpose. It helps you kind of go forward with your unique and special qualities and the way that you relate to spirituality as you embrace it as a soul's purpose, and to kind of get some self-confidence while separating ego from self. So sometimes when we separate from ego, it can get self-deprecating really quick. This is more like getting self-confidence without ego aggrandizement. It's a very spiritual way of going about it, but it can absolutely help you be like pioneering in a spiritual way. So this, if you're looking to open a spiritual practice, embrace a new way of doing things, starting to explain things differently, writing a book, any of that kind of stuff, Larimer can be super, super helpful. And so let's go ahead and bring this. I'm going to bring a piece. I'm going to bring a larger piece right there. Let's do this. And that's Larimer. This is mined. This only comes from the Dominican Republic. we've also got, let's see, mahogany obsidian helps us with being paralyzed with perfectionism, thinking we're not good enough, and also being motivated by like feeling like we have to be validated, like that we need validation for what we're doing, and that's why it needs to be perfect. So it helps us to let go of a lot of that. It helps us to see that, it's a phrase that I often try to reflect on because I can get really stuck in that too. It's the idea of a done something is better than a perfect nothing. And it reminds us that perfection is really just a concept. There is no perfect. But yeah, mahogany obsidian, really great for feeling a little bit more grounded. And for those of us who tend to beat up on ourselves, can help us to move past that. And I think we're almost there. You can use Sugilite for PTSD, nervous system, tension, headaches, lymphatic system, and acclimating to new environments. I love that. That's not one that I always work with for that. That's cool. So, okay, so a couple more. So we've got that. Stop feeling responsible for others. Adult child of alcoholic here. Yeah, me too. Me too. Interpreting disturbing dreams. Definitely iolite, as well as blue kyanite. Feeling responsible for others. There's a couple here. But I'm also going to bring in amethyst. Really helpful for that. Yeah, this definitely helps with self-improvement and in all the ways that one might want to improve themselves, and can be really good for things like tendencies in the direction of codependency, or not knowing where we stop and the other person begins, or taking responsibility for someone else, or accepting someone else's responsibilities as our own, or vice versa. So this can be helpful for all of those things. It's also, for all of those reasons, strongly linked to things like 12 steps and any kind of recovery. So I'm just going to weasel that in here under the lepidolite. Good call on that. Also, any kind of solar plexus stone, so like mahogany obsidian too, to some extent with that, but also yellow calcite can help. Releasing the energy of others, and Sugilite. Okay, let's do that, and then we will transition into the healing. Sugilite we just talked about plenty. So like, yeah, PTSD, the nervous system, tension, headaches, as well as the lymphatic system. I use it often for like collective consciousness and manifesting things as a community, like manifesting like the spiritual expansion of a community and of the world, not just your own personal. Very high vibrational stone. I have a really nice piece that is very tiny, so I keep it in this case, and I can't always get it out of the case, so sometimes it joins our grid in the case. But this is a piece of raw Sugilite. So depending on what we put in the center, let's see, the other one was separating from the energy of others, so let's actually clear quartz can be an amplifier, and it can also help us to set intention. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the center and put the Sugilite on it so that we don't lose it. I love that. Awesome. And finally, we're going to go ahead with some black tourmaline and Dalmatian jasper. Black tourmaline helps to repel negative energy that is not our own, and also repel the energy that maybe we're letting go of. It helps to release energy that doesn't need to be in a particular place. It's great for people who are empathic or tend to absorb a lot of other folks' energy, or if you just want to like set a nice clear slate and don't want to accept energy that isn't of the greatest, highest good. So we've got that. And we also have the Dalmatian jasper, which basically is jasper that has black tourmaline running through it, just like we have black tourmaline running through that quartz. Dalmatian jasper has it running through it. And this is thought to help bring that black tourmaline, that purification energy, through the energy field to help us clear off what energy we may have absorbed so that we don't bring it further into our field. So let's go ahead and bring this in. Awesome. Oh, we've got lots of good things for that. Oh, red jasper. Toxic situations, looking to avoid. Yeah, let's do some red jasper and then we'll go into the healing. So let's do, yeah. And red jasper is excellent for grounding, everything root chakra, feeling like our needs for safety and security are there, connecting to the ability to act on our spiritual purpose and to move forward. Like when we know what we need to do, but we feel like an aversion to doing it, it could be something with the root chakra, and this can help. But this is definitely great for leaving situations that are not healthy, are holding us back in a big way, to feel like, okay, I'm safe within myself and I can move forward of my own volition and in a way that feels meaningful to me. So yeah, that's red jasper. I'm going to go ahead and bring this in. So from here, I think we've got a full house. Let's put these here. So rather than having y'all vote on which stones you want to add, because I think we're pretty full, I'm going to do what we've been doing. And I'm going to have, while I explain quickly what Reiki is for anyone who is new to the concept, I am going to have you all go ahead and put some things that you're grateful for in the chat. And that really helps with lifting the energy. The most powerful way to lift energy of a space is to think of the things you're grateful for. Works every time. Works. It's stronger than anything you could burn. It's amazing. So if y'all do that, I'm going to quickly explain what the Reiki is, and then we're going to turn the lights down, turn the music up, and get into the healing. And yeah, this grid is something. Sorry that the camera is a little off center. I will fix that. So as I mentioned at the top of the stream, my name is Danielle Stimpson. I'm the owner of Learn Reiki Philadelphia, and I've been teaching Usui Reiki for about 14 years. If you want to learn more about my online Reiki classes, community Discord, social media, or crystal shop, all of it is linked in the description below, as well as lots of other things. So thank you so much for being here. The style of Reiki, as I mentioned, is Usui Reiki. That's what I work with most, and I love all the different forms, but I'm mostly based in Usui Reiki, and this particular method was founded by Mikao Usui in the early 1920s, and he was living in Japan as a Tendai Buddhist monk. And so his influences were from Japanese culture and spirituality all the way to the influences of India, of esoteric Buddhism, of Hinduism, and Confucianism, Taoism, as well as practices of shamanism that originated in Japan. He was a spiritual seeker his whole life. And in the early 1920s, during a meditation, seeking what he would leave behind as his, what would be the culmination of his studies, the particular system of Reiki that he started teaching kind of came through out of all of the teachings that he had encountered. And this particular method, while it is unique it's not so much, I don't look at it so much as like better than, less than. It's just different from other techniques. The concept of energy that is the foundation for this practice comes from Shintoism, which is the indigenous spirituality of Japan, in which everything has a soul. Everything is inextricably linked. What we do impacts everything else, and what everything else does impacts us as well. In that concept of this interconnection, there's also forces at play beyond ourselves as individuals. One of them being this spiritually guided soul energy, or Reiki, that helps us physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, karmically. Our body, mind, and spirit are working with this energy all the time, even though we're not thinking of it on a conscious level. It doesn't mean it's not there. This energy is beyond each individual, but at the same time runs through all of us and connects us all. This helps us to be at our best, highest good the more that we can kind of take in. And essentially what I'll be doing is connecting with this energy that's already running through you, that you already have access to, and directing more of it to you so that your body, mind, and spirit can do even more good things. You don't have to do anything during this session. You can just get into the most comfortable position you can and just be. You can lay down, you can close your eyes, you can sit up, you can take a nap. If you feel like you're going to fall asleep, great. You may feel physical sensations in your body. Your emotions may shift or move. You may have some spiritual insight and some intuition. You may have your subconscious pop up and kind of have some things for you that maybe you haven't been able to access. Whatever it might be, and it's probably going to be a combination thereof, I encourage you to just allow it to flow. If you're not sure if it's helpful insight or sort of like racing mind, take a deep breath in and out, and it'll help reset, and it'll be just perfect. As we go through the healing, as I'm sending this to you, because we're all interconnected, it doesn't matter where you are in terms of miles or kilometers in relation to me, and it doesn't matter where you are in terms of time. So no matter when you're watching this, if you're in the future, hello from the past, you can go ahead and just intend that this energy meet you exactly where you are. You can set intentions at any time if you have an intention, something that you want the Reiki to focus on, but you don't have to. During the session, which will last for 25 minutes, I will turn the music up. You can learn about our musical creator in the description below. And I will turn the lights down. They'll move slowly and evenly through several different colors, but at no point will they flash or strobe. At the end of the 25-minute session, you'll hear my voice inviting you to take a deep breath in and out and slowly come back. At that time, I will reopen the chat and encourage you to ask any questions you might have, share any experiences that you might feel moved to share, and from there, we'll call it a beautiful evening. So thank you so much for being here. It is an honor and a pleasure to have you here this evening. I am here the same 5 days a week, same time, same all of it. And I do occasionally do some pop-up streams. If you want to make sure that you don't miss an opportunity, go ahead and subscribe with that notification bell on so that you will know every time I'm going live, so you can set some intentions and heal wherever you happen to be. So enjoy your session, and I will see you all in about 25 minutes. So let's see all of these beautiful, beautiful intentions. Oh, awesome. Oh, I love it all. Thank you all so much. Yeah, this community is amazing. I am grateful for this community too. I am grateful for all of you. Thankful for cats and kittens everywhere. Yup. There's 2 sleeping babies at my feet. I'm grateful for all of you. Thank you so much for all the love in here. Really appreciate it. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. So everybody go ahead, get nice and comfortable. I'm going to send you all some healing, and I will see you all in about 25 minutes. I invite you now to take a deep breath in and out. And slowly bring your attention back to the space that you're in. Thank you so much for being here. If you have any questions or anything to share, go ahead and enter it in the chat. So abundantly grateful to have all of you here today. This felt so wonderful. Same to you, heart. Have a beautiful week. You're so welcome. And definitely, everyone, as we move closer to Christmas, I'll be having some more pop-up streams and things like that. I know we all could use it. So definitely subscribe with your notifications on so that you don't miss a chance to join us. If there was any doubt that these cats feel safe here, I've got one completely upside down with their belly completely outstretched. So thank you, Chris. I hope you have a wonderful week too. My next stream will be Tuesday at 10 a.m., then Wednesday 4 p.m., Friday at 4 and 8 p.m., and Sunday at 8 p.m. unless I have any additional pop-up streams. Those of you who are students of mine, former or current, there is a Reiki share on Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Let me know if you need details. It's on the classes page on the website. And definitely, if you're still looking for really meaningful small gifts to give all the good people in your life, check out the crystal shop. Right now everything comes in its individual gift bag, which it always did, but it also comes with a gift tag and a beautiful card that explains what the crystal does. So very affordable small gifts. And the coupon code is SHOPSMALL2022. And then of course there's Jen and Rainbows of Healing. Definitely all the small businesses this time of year, it makes a huge difference. Jennifer Vatsa has her own channel, but also Belladonna Botanicals on Etsy, and Rainbows of Healing is their website, and they're on Instagram as well. They're my Reiki teachers. They have a great crystal shop too. But it's been an honor and a blessing as always. Thank you so much. If anyone has any questions or anything to share, you're welcome to do so. I know we're ending up a little late. Oh, definitely. Yeah, if you want to listen before bedtime. I do that a lot. Definitely watching the streams at a later date when you need a little bit of energy healing is amazing. I do it all the time. A lot of times, like, I'll take my lunch break in my living room. I know my commute is so long. But I'll like put on an old stream and I'll just like sit there and collect some Reiki from it, and it changes the whole day. But I hope you have a wonderful week ahead, Chris. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead. I hope all of us do. Yes, as Korikar is reminding us, like, subscribe, and share, and all that good YouTuber stuff. Thank you for reminding everyone. Awesome. I'm gonna go ahead. I know we're ending. We're ending on the later side of things. I certainly don't mind, but I know a lot of you on the East Coast US have work in the morning. And I did make some vegetarian chili in my Instant Pot tonight. So I have that to look forward to. Thank you, Blue Sky. This community is lightning in a bottle. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. But I'm going to go ahead and bring the stream to a close with an abundance of gratitude. And yes, please hit the like button. All the YouTuber stuff I'm trying to get better at doing. But I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. Abundance of gratitude to all of you. I know holidays can be hard, but I'm here and I'm happy to help. Remember to take care of yourself. It's okay to pull back and take care of yourself. And I hope to see you all again very soon. Take care of yourself, and bye for now.